Relationship for Dumbasses by Orphaned Account on EU3. Episode 4, Chapter 2, Smile. Bakugou Katsuki is his name. Shota sees how irritated he looks when he tells him that he got in with official recommendations. He thinks back to the last week, to the book strewn around the blonde on the sidewalk, and realizes that this punk was studying his ass off to get into the school, when he just had to flash around his last name. A new wave of hate for his dad surged through him, and Shota tries to suppress it. The guy scoffs. Whatever, Happy. Todoroki Shota. He introduced himself. Not Happy. This guy's an ass, he thinks, but he's definitely better than some of the people I know. When it comes to majors, Todoroki puts down environmental science because, 1, he can spite his father by putting down anything else other than financial engineering or analysis, and 2, his mother always smiled when he brought her flowers in the hospital. Midoriya Izuku is his name. Well, Todoroki discovers Midoriya's first name a month later, but that doesn't matter. Todoroki meets Izuku in English class, and he's an angel. Good morning, Todoroki. He beams. His face is smooth, of any blemishes. Like, let's say, a big-ass burnt that covers a quarter of his face, and Todoroki can count every freckle on his tan skin. He has 67 of them. Play it cool, play it cool. Morning, he says quietly, face as still as stone. Excellent. Midoriya, if possible, shines even brighter when he gets a response. He's never had anyone shoot him a smile like that before. His name is Midoriya Izuku, and he's amazing. Todoroki thinks. Midoriya's notes are meticulously crafted and detailed. Midoriya wears the same pair of red J's every day. Midoriya has a head full of dark green-tinted locks that he likes to brush back every time he bent his head down to write. Midoriya has the cutest smile, and once smiled at him when he picked up his eraser, and also one time, "Shut up," Bakugou says from his desk, and oh, did he just say all of that out loud? Do you ever interact with this Midoriya? He tells Bakugou the eraser story again, and Bakugou does that thing he does when he's annoyed and pitches his head forward with his fingers and sighs. Do you even know his first name? Todoroki doesn't say anything. Yeah, that's what I fucking thought, you pathetic shit. Todoroki's awake in the middle of the night, and Bakugou's asleep like a log. His car isn't on campus, but he's gotten into the habit of moving when he can't fall asleep, so he pulls the covers off, gets out of his crappy university bed, and paddles to the doorway. He feels like he's searching for something, but he couldn't quite put his finger on it. He walks along the path of the library, not intending to really do anything. But just because it was the longest route. The campus is quiet. The sky is dark. The stars are dim. His breath frosts in the air. As expected, no one's awake at 4 a.m. Who would be? Ah, Todoroki, good evening. Apparently Midoriya would. And Todoroki nearly jumps out of his skin. Midoriya looks oddly out of breath, bags under his eyes, walking sheepishly. Maybe Todoroki didn't notice him because he thought he was a fucking zombie, not a person. Midoriya, what are you doing up this late? Oh, I was studying chemistry, Midoriya said sheepishly, scratching the back of his head. Todoroki tilted his head. You don't take chem. Just thought it'd be interesting. If you don't mind me asking, Todoroki, why are you up so late? It's... Todoroki bites the inside of his cheek. I couldn't sleep. Oh, okay. I get that too. Well, I hope you feel better soon. Todoroki, don't stay up too late. With that, Midoriya shoots him another smile and rushes past him, leaving Todoroki to look at his back. He ends up pulling an all-nighter. It takes 2 weeks of a continuous run-ins with Midoriya, 3 of which happen in the dead of night, for Todoroki to figure it out. He could be having a good day, when Bakugou was less obnoxious and he'd managed to get a full night's sleep, and seeing Midoriya would make it better. But it was when he was having a bad day, when there was a lot of crushing on his mind, that seeing Midoriya in the hallway, in the library, in class, somehow made all the difference. Subconsciously or not, he would search for it, sometimes as seen before, in the middle of the goddamn night. It was Midoriya's smile. Unlike his mother's, unlike his shitty dad's. It said he was happy to see him. Him. A piece of shit. But Midoriya must have had an bloating load of smiles, because he continued to give him one every time they happened to meet. If only he knew how his smile had become Todoroki's hero. If only he knew how he had saved Todoroki. Shoto! Someone drapes over his arm. Are you always so busy? You never have time for us anymore. Todoroki can't remember when he ever hung out with this girl, nor does he remember ever telling her his name. Todoroki is busy wondering why the hell this thing is on his arm, so she mistakenly construes his silence as tact agreement. Then he sees Midoriya. Great, an escape. He moves to wave him over, but Midoriya looks at him quickly and then ducks away. Todoroki doesn't know why, and he immediately goes over his relationship for dummies checklist. Is his hair messed up? Is there something in his teeth? Did he sound too mean when he called him over? He failed to notice the absolute nasty look the girl latched onto his arm, shot at the poor boy. Todoroki is sitting on his bed, thinking about what happened and just about Midoriya in general. Oh my god! Bakugou groans from his desk. Oh, he was speaking out loud again. Yes? Some of us are actually having work to do. Bakugou hisses, which means I don't have time to fucking listen to you spout shit all the time. Sorry, Bakugou. Bakugou rolls his eyes. Shut the fuck up and just admit you're in love with Midoriya already. Wait, what? Yeah, don't think I don't know you're a shitty liar, Halfy. I wasn't lying. Bakugou stares at him for a long time, and for a second Todoroki thinks that he'll just give up, and Bakugou will never make things easy. Midoriya is literally all you talk about. You hang out with him almost every fucking day. Hell, you see him more than you see me. You've been moping around for an hour wondering if he didn't come to say hi because your breath smelled. And you dare to tell me I'm fucking wrong? Fucker? Bakugou turns back to him and stares, scribbling in his notebook furiously, ending the discussion. Todoroki mulls over his words for a few minutes before it dawns on him. Oh, Bakugou is right. Damn straight I am. Turns out Bakugou actually has a lot of time to listen to Todoroki sprout shit. He even takes it upon himself to act as Todoroki's personal love guru. And even though Todoroki never takes his advice, Todoroki learns a lot of things about him. 1. Bakugou is right. And 2. Bakugou is left. Discovery number 1 makes it apparent all the time. Bakugou is right about Todoroki's sexual orientation, about why his relationship with Midoriya has hit a plateau, about the answers on the chem test. Discovery 2 is a direct result from Discovery 1. It happens when the two of them are out getting drunk in their dorms after midterms. Bakugou asks about Midoriya and what he wants to do with him, and Todoroki answers he's never been so clear. But the thing is, Midoriya doesn't seem to want him, but Bakugou does. Midoriya isn't there, but Bakugou is. Bakugou is left. Bakugou's good looking. Not in an angelic way Midoriya is, but who is Todoroki to pick and choose? He takes what he could get. Todoroki learns things from Bakugou too. 1. That he, Todoroki, is gay. And 2. That Midoriya is not perfect. Discovery number 1 is pretty much a given. Todoroki thinks it's because he fell in love with Midoriya, who is a boy. Bakugou thinks it's because Todoroki had a fucking stupid hairstyle. Todoroki really doesn't understand how hair has anything to do with sexual orientation, but he chooses not to comment. Discovery number 2 feels like a lie when he first heard the rumors from Bakugou's mouth. It is utterly unthinkable, impossible that Midoriya is anything but the perfect angel Todoroki making him out to be. Bakugou thinks that hair has something to do with sexual orientation, so who was he to assume anything about anyone? Todoroki ignores all the times Bakugou is right about him and other people, ignores how Bakugou is basically the smartest kid in their whole grade. So he snaps his pencil and refuses to believe it, even though after the conversation he begins to see the hard evidence everywhere around him. Say it 5 times fast and it's true, right? Bakugou grips, and then takes his own advice and shuts the fuck up when Todoroki shoots him a glare. Discovery number 2 feels like a lie, but it's fucking true. Todoroki later finds out and accepts, but freshman year, when he is surrounded by proof, but also by the shining beacon that Midoriya is, He cannot decide which is the truth, Midoriya's smile or everybody else's frowns. It wasn't a hard decision to make. Fuyumi calls him and tells Todoroki that he has to leave for all of his sophomore year to care for his mother. Todoroki feels a sort of odd, yet justifiable annoyance rise up in his chest. He has Midoriya now. He is finally somewhat happy, and now he has to dive back into what made him so... But then he thinks of his mother, of her sad little acceptance when she let him go to UA and leave her all alone with his dad. He instantly feels guilty. Okay, he says into the speaker. Okay. So, here he is, one hand on his mother's back, the other tilting a cool glass of water into her mouth. It is the dead of night, and Todoroki is caring for his mother after she woken up screaming. Shout out. She smiles softly, with cracked lips. You're such a good boy. Go to sleep, Mom. He lays her down in bed, slowly, gently. They don't talk about his dad and her husband. They don't talk about her suicide attempt. Not yet. Todoroki turns off the lights, closes the door behind him and sighs. It's 1 a.m. here, but it's 9 p.m. in Afghanistan, so he supposes that's why Fuyumi chooses to Skype him now, of all times. Hey, sorry about the time. Her face appears on his phone screen, the only bright thing in the room. I finally got some free time, so I figured I'd check up on you. Ah. I'm surprised you're still awake, Fuyumi says. Did Mom have another nightmare? He nods. Ah. They talk for a while. Not about Mom or Dad, but about Fuyumi's mission, which is confidential, so they can't really say much anyways. About what UA was like. About what friends he's made. I've made two, he said, thinking about Bakugou and Midoriya. They're interesting. Fuyumi laughs, and Todoroki feels himself relax into the conversation. It's 3 a.m., where Todoroki is, and 11 p.m., where Fuyumi is, and they both figure that it's late enough. It seems like you're doing just fine. Take care of Mom, alright? Alright, he promises sheepily, and moves to end the call. Oh, Shoto, she says. I didn't tell you this before, but your smile looks a lot like Mom's. When Todoroki ends the call, his sleepiness is gone. He stares up at the ceiling and strains to listen to his mom's even breathing in the room next door. He counts her breaths in time with the sound of the clicking talk, as time passes away. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Okay, chapter 3 is Scars, and I think it's Izuku's point of view. So, Midoriya through the years, aka more suffering. I don't know what to feel. I have no thoughts. I have no emotions. I have no input, which is weird. Something I noticed that this author does a lot is the 1 and then 2. It's not a bad thing, it's just I notice it. So if I ever see it again in another fanfic that actually has the name of the author, I feel like if I were to read this author's other fanfictions, I feel like I would be able to pinpoint and be like, oh my god, you wrote Relationship for Dumbasses. Like, I'll immediately clock it. Because it's such a unique type of style. So it's gonna be very interesting. But okay. I don't have much thoughts other than Fuyumi in the army. It barely hit me now. It's been mentioned before, but it barely hit me now. Fuyumi in the army would be super cool. I really want to see that now. Can we get a story on just that? Okay. As always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.